wrote over 10 years ago, you see that. Plus the grammatical errors, you see that. Okay? So, I will end at all. By leveraging on social proof, it helps my business to grow over time. So you're selling real estate, and you're not doing videos to show what property do you want people to buy, and yet you want to sell real estate. You're selling real estate, you're not telling people the benefit of buying that property from you. All these things are some of the things that we have had to do over the years that has helped. So you must have what we call social proof. Now, more importantly is also, you also have to then invest in also looking like what you're selling. My biggest challenge in real estate was when I moved to Dubai. Okay? I was in Dubai, I need to sell property. Unfortunately, the price point of properties in Dubai were a lot more expensive than in Nigeria. Okay? So before you know it, I have properties worth $30 million, one property to sell. $40 million, one property to sell. Now, again, what I've been teaching you all this while, network, I never really had friends who could easily just pay $40 million for what? For a property. Right? So that became an issue. But thank God, as at the time I moved to Dubai, and business had been big enough for me to be able to afford the next thing I want to share with you, which is what? Lifestyle marketing. Lifestyle marketing. So, as much as I didn't have a $40 million friend, $50 million friend, I knew that if I could have a lifestyle that represents luxury, I then can gradually attract such people. Am I making sense at all? And that was exactly what I did. So first step, I started living in Burj Khalifa, which is the tallest building in the world. I got myself a driver and a Rolls Royce. And every morning, I'll be driven out of Burj Khalifa to my office in Sheikh Zayed Road. Intentionally every morning. Every morning. And what then began to happen is that wealthy people in Dubai and outside of Dubai started reaching out to me. Oh, I saw that you sell real estate. Oh, I'm interested. Why? They realized that for me to be able to afford to live in Burj Khalifa and drive a Rolls Royce meant that their money was safe with me. Am I making sense at all? Yes. And it was easy for them to begin to do business. So if you want to be a realtor, there are certain things that we're used to. And like I said, before I moved to Dubai, I could afford it, but I just didn't think it was important. Right? If I've shared this story before, how for many years in Nigeria, the guy those in diaspora just had issues, they were always worried. Because I was this simple guy, I was born in the northern part of Nigeria, and if you understand the northern part of Nigeria, it's a very simple culture. Right? So I dress in a simple way. There's a video I'm going to post in the next few days about my Doha experience with one of my friends who believe I'm not wearing luxury. Okay? And that he wants me to be wearing designers. It's a very funny story, but up till now, if you see me wear designers, it was a gift. I don't believe in it much. But she forced me to buy some designers, palm, and this, I think, 2 Hermes bracelets, right, for $2,000. Right? And removed the local ones I had and said, no, this is not designer. Yeah, this is real. But, so that can tell you how I don't really care about luxury. Am I making sense at all? But I realized that for my business, I was selling something very expensive. Are we learning at all now? Because that created why some people had doubts. Who knows what I'm talking about? Who have doubts. And then, that guy, I'm not sure. Okay? So I had to learn, even though I still don't do much of luxury clothes or whatever, but my carriage, where I live, am I making sense at all? all of that matter. Today we're on a $200 million expansion in the US. One of the first things I did was to get myself a house in the US that I bought. A multi-million-dollar house on a 3.3-acre property. Why? Again, another adage from my village. They say, whoever will design your clothes, you check the designers they are wearing. Right? So I'm asking people to come invest in our development in the US. Okay? The question is, where does that guy live himself? Are we learning at all? So there are certain things, if you're going to be a realtor, that you need to begin to understand that helps your real estate business. In other words, you yourself must consume the luxury that you're asking people to come and buy when it comes to real estate. You yourself must live in kind of, are we together now, a location that help people to understand what you're trying to sell. I'm doing land banking heavily. We're one of the largest land bankers in Nigeria. Okay? But I was the first to start buying properties in acres, thousands of acreage. Okay? And then I, of course, sold some, kept some. But I needed to live by the example of what I'm teaching. And that takes me to number 3 point to becoming a billionaire realtor. That you must buy properties yourself. So most realtors only focus on selling properties. They themselves haven't invested in what? In buying properties themselves. Okay? And because you've not invested in buying properties yourself, what happened? A lot of the clients have a lot of concern trusting you as a realtor. Okay? Their concern is about, why will I give you my money? Okay? Exactly. Why will I give you my money? Sometimes my staff always say, Doctor, I don't know how you do it, but you sell more than us. And I said, the reason is because everybody investing with me knows that I was the first person to invest. Are we together now? And they could see me put my money into what I'm asking people to come and buy. So you as a realtor, if you then start putting your money into also investing in real estate, say, hey, I'm not just trying to convince people to buy property from me, I'm also what? Investing in properties myself. Are we learning at all? Did you get value?
Yes, we did.
Are we sure?
Yes.
Okay, what's the next book you want me to talk about? Land banking. So this is a book called The Billionaire Land Banker, and I shared how I built my multi-billion real estate empire from zero. Now, you asked a question earlier about how did I start. So the first thing was over 17 years ago, about 17 years ago, I graduated from college and there was no job. So I printed 100 CV with a cover letter. So those of you looking for a job, you can try this. And my cover letter says, do not pay me salary for 6 months until I prove my worth in your organization. I see why many of you will not try it. Okay? Because you're wondering, how do I sustain myself for 6 months? But I had to do that. There was no job. Right? There was no job. So and I needed to do something. Even if it means I'm volunteering. Right? I knew that was going to be a pathway. By the time they see how dedicated I am, how hardworking I am, they were going to give me the job later on. And they would be willing to pay me. I was too convinced about that. So this was my strategy. Now, how many of you think I got the job? You can raise your hand. Yeah? How many of you think I didn't get the job? Why? Huh?
Because there's always value for some contribution you have a worth, so you can just say.
No, why didn't they give me the job? That's the question.
Bread and butter.
Huh?
Bread and butter.
Bread and butter. No, I'm saying that why didn't I get the job? Because I told them, don't pay me for 6 months.
I would think they might be suspicious that you want to know something, because I've seen that here before, and my organization was like, maybe it's coming for this business secret. So.
Okay. Yes.
The company might feel they owe you if you're good enough.
No, they didn't give me the job to start with. So I didn't get the job. Yeah, right. I didn't get the job. The first location I went to, they said there was no table and chair. Okay, for an extra employee. The second location, the receptionist took my CV and walked away and did not return until I had to excuse myself from the building. The third location I took my CV, the gentleman looked at me. It was the church I attended. They had this job office where you, as a church member, you could bring your CV and then they give it to church members who had businesses. And the guy looked at me and said, you know what, there's no job. He said, I can take this your CV and convince you I'm going to get you a job, but I can assure you there's no job. He said, when I review your CV, I consider that person an angel. He said, I noticed you started business when you were on campus. Why not continue the businesses you started on campus? I said, well, I need the experience, right? And I want to work somewhere so that I can gain experience of how to run a business. And the man said, hey, you're right, but there is no job. Well, that was the last place I ever took my CV to. So one of the business I had to do was bulk SMS business. The second business I had to do was what? Becoming a what? A realtor. Are we together now? Which is to start helping other real estate companies to sell their property. But over the years, and this is the secret to how I started land banking. Over the years, I've then grown capacity to sell. I'm a very good salesman. Right? So I've grown capacity to be able to sell things in a good way. And I remember one day I was running a training in my office in Nigeria. And a gentleman I then said to them, I said, very soon I want to start my real estate development company. And they all say, amen, God will do it. After the class, a gentleman walked up to me and said he had 250 acres. And that he came for my class because he's struggling to sell it. He's going to give me 50 acres. And as I sell, I can pay him. Ladies and gentlemen, this was 10 years ago, October 2015. The rest is history today. Okay? Because from that one property, we now have more than 30 different landed properties all over the world. Average of 100, to 200 acres each. Some are even 500 acres in one location. Yeah? Thank you for clapping. Some of them don't value it. You did. Okay? Because that wasn't easy. And as easy as it sounded, when I got to this location where this 50 acre is, because you probably think I'm lucky, you know what I saw? Water. It was a waterlogged land that I couldn't even get to where my estate was. So the owner of the 250 had to be using tree. He said, you see where that tree starts from? Okay, that's where your own 50 acre is going to start from. So the question is, how do I sell 50 acre that customers cannot even touch? They can't even get there. Because it's waterlogged all through. Okay? But trust me, I started the video that way. Started inviting friends. I remember one day, I will never forget, one of my very good friends went to college together. And I brought her there to convince her to buy. I saw after the tour, it had rained, it was mushy, she struggled to even get to the place. At some point she then was, after the tour, I said, so how far are you going to pay? She looked at me and said, wait, Stephen, I don't understand. This is water now. Right? How do you expect me to buy water? right? I can't buy water. I just can't buy water. You know, I kept explaining to her, I said, look, we'll soon have money, we're going to fill it, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. All my pleas, she didn't get it. But you'll be glad to know today we start fielding. We even have a fence on that estate today. Right? Again, you I don't know. Clap when you appreciate it. Right? We'll get back up later. But it tells you how tough entrepreneurship can be. Am I making sense at all? Because yes, I got this 50 acres to sell, but it was a lot difficult. So I had to start reading. How do you sell a waterlogged land? Right? What are the benefits of lands that are waterlogged? Can you guess the secret I discovered? All big cities were built close to water. London, Manhattan. Manhattan is a marshy land. Chicago is a marshy land. Paris is literally divided by a river. Am I making sense at all? Dubai, Indian Ocean. Doha, Indian Ocean. In fact, for Doha and Dubai, the part of Dubai and Doha that is selling now is what? It's the artificial islands that they are building inside the Indian Ocean right now. Are we learning here? Okay? But I had to do my research to understand, how do I sell a marshy land? How do I convince people to buy a land that is marshy? But I had to do that work. It was tough, but today we can see what it's grown to become. Are we learning here?
Yes.
So you can do land banking and you can do it anywhere in the world. I'm currently doing land banking as well here in America as we speak. We currently have a 99 acre and there's a new 225 acre we're about launching soon in the US as well. Okay? Mm-hmm. And so you can do land banking anywhere in the world. You'll be glad to know we're about to open our office in Doha as well and starting real estate in Qatar. You can clap. But I remember, 4 days ago in Doha, as I moved around the city, you know what I said to my friends around me? I said, this is Dubai 20 years ago. I said, most people haven't yet discovered Doha. But if one can risk it and begin to invest in Qatar today, years to come, one will look back and realize one has made. Imagine investing in Dubai 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. So, what is the secret to land banking? Foresight. You cannot do land banking if you don't have foresight, because it's basically you buying land with the intention that there's going to be capital appreciation over the years. Are we together now? And it's a risk, because you could buy the property and it doesn't appreciate. So you're taking a huge risk. But you could buy the property and the value goes up and it does well. Right? So it's always about taking risk when it comes to real estate investment. And it's your decision. Thank you. Right? It's your decision whether you want to take that risk or not. But you are taking a risk. And that's how real estate works anywhere in the world. Are we together? Are we learning? Okay? So that's becoming a what? A billionaire land banker. What else? Which other book do we read?
Billionaire Codes.
Billionaire Codes.
Yeah.
Right? So Billionaire Code is a powerful book. It's called the code that billionaires use to create wealth that others don't use. And basically for me, this is a book where it's a part 2 of the billionaire habits. Where's the billionaire habits? Right, so it's a part 2 of the billionaire habits. And what we discussed with the billionaire codes was just going further to talk more of what we've already discussed in the billionaire habits. So I'll read a quote here. It says, rich people expect competence, excellence, but they never expect the people they are dealing with to be what? To be perfect. Okay? And here I talked about how to deal with high net worth people. And I want to share here one of the things I shared in this book, which is called vulnerability. Okay? One of the weaknesses I noticed about a lot of people that are working their way to building wealth is that we struggle to be vulnerable. Who knows what I'm talking about? Some of the most vulnerable human beings I've seen in my life are rich people. In fact, sometimes in conversation, I'm almost wondering, why are you this vulnerable? You know, at some point you're like, why are you sharing all of this? Why are you... It is normal. Meanwhile, you see people, now they have more to lose being vulnerable. Who knows what I'm talking about? And then you see people who really don't have anything to lose, share, and then they're like, no, you know, I just don't like talking about it. Like, what's the big deal in this? Have you read Richard Branson's book? Who remembers Richard Branson's book on Virgin? Something Virgin. Richard Branson, Canada. Don't we read? Richard Branson is one of the richest British guy on earth, right? The founder of the Virgin Group, right? There's a title of, someone can Google it, something about Virgin. Okay, just Google this book. It's something about Virgin. And you will not believe in that book, the guy opened up about how the first business he did. And actually, there's a part of it that he wasn't proud of because he wasn't, I think, 100% legit or something. You know, losing my virginity. If you read the book, the first set of business was something someone else could feel embarrassed as, but he shared it there. Alibaba, I don't know if you know Alibaba of Jack Ma, who founded Alibaba Group. Alibaba also used to talk about how he founded Alipay. Who knows Alipay? And how he had to start without even getting government license. And he told the thieves, if anything goes wrong, I don't mind, let me be the one to be arrested. Okay? But you would think somebody like at that level wouldn't want to say something like that. Am I making sense at all? But people who really have nothing, and to really, there's not even big deal to it. They're like, no, I don't want anybody to hear. And this is the reason why many people have not attracted big customers and high net worth people into their lives. Because you want me to risk millions with you, but you cannot even be vulnerable. Am I making sense at all? Yeah. Are we together now? Yeah. You can't even open up. Right? So you want me to take certain risk, but you are not even taking risk in our relationship together. Are we learning at all? You are not even taking risk of being honest with me. You're not taking that risk, and you want me to take the risk. So one of these I want us to take note of, very important. As much as you want to build relationship with high net worth people, be willing to share the fact that you're not perfect, but your journey towards what? Perfection. What you're doing to be excellent at who you are and what you're doing. And that's very, very powerful. Another quote I want to share with you guys here, it says, leaders who build effective systems raise people who think, act, and approach life and business like them. And here I talked about how billionaires learn to replicate themselves. So when I started our real estate business, I am the guy who goes to look for the land we're buying. I'm the guy who negotiates. I'm the guy who handles everything. Are we together now? Today, no more. I don't do that anymore. I had to raise people who now negotiate. So a lot of sellers today are frustrated with me when they reach out and say, hey, Dr. Steve, we want to buy this land. We've talked to your guy. Your guy refused to buy our land. I said, well, I'm sorry. He's the one in charge. I said, what do you mean? Are you not the chairman? Did you not found the business? I say, yeah, I founded it, but I've put somebody else there. And I trust that person's decision. I can't run the business alone. I travel all over the world now. Right? I can't be in multiple places at the same time. I must trust the people I've empowered. So many of us haven't learned the power of replicating ourselves in that small business we're currently doing that is doing well. How do you produce your kind? Are you aware it's the day you start your business that you get your successor? Can I say that again? The day you start your business is the day you should have your successor. And start grooming your successor. You know, some of us say, no, it's when the business is successful. No. Because you can wake up one day and say, you know, I'm not interested in the business. I just told you what that luck was sharing with us last night. You can wake up one night and just say, you know, I don't feel like doing this business anymore. Right? I just don't enjoy it anymore. Okay? And it's normal that way. Are we learning here? Come on, are we learning?
Yes.
Are we sure? Okay? So, it's powerful to learn the culture. Let me read this, another quote here. In business, the replication principles deal with what? The conscious repetition of a valid success so that it can continue to generate growth and expansion. A principle by defining is a proven way of life that can be applied under any circumstance to produce desired results. So part of the principle of replication is to say, I'm into cakes and I'm good at doing cakes. Rather than always be the one to bake that cake, I will document the recipe, right? And every unique thing that I've been using to bake my cake. And what will I end up doing? Over time, I will teach somebody how to do the same, and I will change my role from the cake baker to the guy who goes to advertise that we sell cakes. Come and buy the cake. And I think this is part of the missing thing with people of color. We get too addicted to our business and we don't master the art of replication. Can I be here if I didn't replicate? Can we be in 4 continents today and I'm this relaxed if I didn't practice this replication principle? If I remember a gentleman came for my mentorship. I have a one-on-one coaching mentorship I do for high network business guys. You know, really high network. But there was this guy, he's into real estate like me. So he came, he was the fastest guy that paid for my coaching. Like he didn't even price it. I just paid. So I was curious, so I had to research who he was. Only to realize he was a big real estate guy, had so many. So in one of the sessions, I said, why did you come? Because you're already successful, really big. Of course, this coaching is for successful people, but you are really, really big. He said, yes, I'm big. But one day I was on site and my hands started shaking. And when I got to the doctor, it was stress. Right? The entire pressure of running this. He said, but I noticed you are relaxed. You travel all over the world. You are taking pictures. You are signing books. And I'm only in Nigeria. You are in 4 continents. So when I consult, everybody says, go and meet Stephen. Stephen is the one that can tell you what to do. That makes him relax to be able to run such a big business, and he's still relaxed. And honestly, that's what we then did. At the end of the day, it was amazing how when we're in the car one day, you just started receiving this call, and some of you do that even right now. Some of you are here, but your mind is not here. Some of you are here, but I'm very sure in the next 5 minutes you go out to pick a call. Some of you are here, but you are touching your phone and you are replying this because you are just so, too much involved in the business. So we're together in the car, you accompany me for a speaking engagement. And before hello. I saw myself, what's going on? They're asking for documents of one particular property. I said, do you know there is no property that our company owns that is in my custody? I said, yeah. I said, that's why you need corporate governance. It's the job of some people, and it can't be one person to be in charge of documents. Am I making sense of John? Is it, even in our company, we have signatories now. Right? I don't need to be the one signing checks. Are we learning at all? Are we sure? Are we learning? Because this is why we don't scale. This is why we don't scale. We are not able to replicate. And the argument is, I don't trust anybody. Listen, if you don't trust everybody, we need to check you. Huh? We need to check you. Is it true that a lot of people are going to disappoint you? The answer is yes. I have been disappointed. Right? I was still sharing in Toronto the story of $1 million loss in Dubai. Incidentally, thank God I even shared that because somebody was there who had carried another version of the story. And that became an opportunity to clarify. Okay? But, and it's just from trusting people. Right? I can be all trusting. And when I say all trusting, okay? I literally can hand over things in people's hands just expecting them to be good. And hear this. If you really are good, you expect others to be good too.
Yes.
Hmm?
Yes.
If you have problem trusting anyone, it's a sign of something wrong with you. By the way, we can get the charger now because the power bank is dead. Are we together now? If you what? Come on, talk to me. It's a proof that you really, maybe you don't trust you. Now, please don't get it wrong. For you to build the kind of system I am building, you must also know that everybody must check each other. And that's what we mean by corporate governance. In a situation of corporate governance, everybody is watching each other. This conference had a corporate governance. Are you aware? The Toronto people have helped me clap for them. They came all the way from Toronto. Right? Served as a corporate governance for Vancouver volunteer team. To guide them, to advise them. And oh boy, thank God we did that. Okay? Thank God we did that. Because it helped a lot. When people hear a billionaire is coming to their city, unfortunately, the mindset is wrong. Is that there is a party we need to be wasteful. People didn't become billionaires by being wasteful. The most prudent human being you will find are rich people. When Dan Locke asked us to have dinner yesterday, and we got to the restaurant, do you know I had to look at the restaurant over and over again?
Yeah.
Because I was like, are you sure this is the place? Right? Because this is Vancouver's multi-millionaire, Dan Locke. Right? And it was an average Japanese restaurant he asked us to, oh, their food was good. So he was right. Good food. But it was an average restaurant. It wasn't the luxury, expensive restaurant. Am I making sense at all? But the perception is usually, oh, he's a billionaire. The car we must use to drive him, Dr. Stevie likes Rolls Royce, we must get the biggest Rolls Royce. I didn't come to Vancouver to test Rolls Royce. Okay. Am I making sense at all? I just want to have a great time, meet people, inspire people, and we're good. When I was sharing with the volunteer team, oh boy, they were like, oh, we've made arrangements. You see properties to invest in. I said, I'm not coming to Vancouver for property investment. I just want to give back. I just want to share and encourage a lot of you to do great things. Some of you know that we should all do great things. Right? And you agree with me that the greatness should start from here in Vancouver?
Yes.
Many of us, when you say, can you start a great business? You'll say, yeah, I can do that in Nigeria. I can do that in Ghana. We want that. What's wrong with Vancouver? What's wrong with Canada? Who says you can't be the biggest realtor in Canada? Who says so? Who says you cannot be the biggest media firm owner in Canada? Right? Who says you can't own the biggest fast food chain of restaurant here in Canada? Who says you can't start the biggest fashion business here in Canada? Who says you can't start real estate development here in Canada? Who says that? Right? And just like the man was saying that I want to hear how he started the kind of expansion he's doing in America. The word is simple. Audacity. Everybody say audacity.
Audacity.
Just dare it. Because those doing it don't have two heads. Are you listening to me now? They don't have what?
2 heads.
Do I have 2 heads now?
No.
One. It's just the boldness to say, I will even start by registering the company. Then I'll go make a inquiry. How much does it cost? Then I'll even go and price the land. You know, some of us won't even do the basics. This is not I don't have that kind of money. $200 million for where? Well, just try it first. Then put out the word. Hey, I'm raising money. I'm doing this project. If you want to invest, come talk to us. You will be shocked. Have I raised $200 million yet? No. But the response is humbling. And it tells me that the only problem with you and I having from growing our businesses is we lack audacity. Just scared. And that's why many of us, you know, when you hear somebody else is attempting big businesses, what do? We start gossiping about that. See? Overdo. Too much. Who sent the message? He likes to bite more than he can chew. Another word, scammer. He's trying to scam people in Canada with that project. That project is a scam. Okay? Why are businesses more successful in America? Who can guess? Anyone? Why has America produced the largest number of billionaires? Anyone?
Capital?
Capital is one of it, but not what I'm looking for.
There are more risk takers.
More risk takers, yes, but the system of America allows you and permits you to fail and start all over again. Are you aware America is the only place you declare bankruptcy and nobody else can chase you again? Not one debtor. The day you declare bankruptcy, they say, well, I started the business, but the business failed. What can I do? The bank will say, okay, what other assets does the company have? They take over everything. And nobody can come after you about anything that happened in that business. And then you can go and start another new company. And they will say, because you declare bankruptcy in the old one, you dare not start a new one. Are we learning here? Only in America. This is the reason why most American billionaires have declared bankruptcy minimum 4 times, average. So, part of what we must get used to, particularly as people of color, is failure. Failure is okay, it's normal. Failure is not the opposite of success. The more you fail, there's a proof you are very quick to win, very soon. In fact, your failure is a proof that you're about to succeed. It's a proof you're about to succeed. And we don't teach this enough in our community. We encourage people to mock those who have failed, but those who fail are way better than those who didn't try. They are. Oftentimes, One of the biggest secrets, with all people, what's your secret? What's your secret? I am not scared to fail. Oh, that's my secret. And I kid you not, I'm not. I'm not scared to fail. And you know the funny thing with my story? While you are laughing at my last failure, what will you see? Ta-da! Good news. We just succeeded. Am I making sense at all?
Yes.
That's it. Because I'm not stopping. Are you aware you only fail when you quit? There's no such thing called failure. The only time you can say you fail is when you quit. As long as you keep at, okay, I'll give you an example. We have a newborn baby that is trying to stand. What happens?
Falls.
The first time.
Always
Then the
falls.
second time.
Falls.
Then the third time.
Falls.
Then the fourth time.
Falls.
How many of you have now said, my son
Can walk.
is a failure at standing?
Nah.
They say, why? Say he was falling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My son can't stand. Anybody like that? What do? You encourage the baby again to attempt at it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even at the 20th, at the 30th time. Come on. Why are you not doing the same in business?
That's not what they taught us. That's not what they taught us in church.
Pastors. And he's right. Religion is part of our challenge in entrepreneurship. Am I making sense as well? Religion is part of our challenge in entrepreneurship because religion taught us otherwise. But those conversations are not true because in the Bible, all we saw were people failing till they made it. Abraham,
David.
to bear a child, the guy kept failing at bearing child. Till Sarah's womb was dead. And Abraham kept telling God, have fun now. Am I making sense at all? Yes. So where are your clergy quoting? What are they quoting really? The last time I checked, a scripture said the righteous man falleth what?
7 times.
7 times, right? I mean, what's the scripture? Pastors now. And rise again. Are we together now? So whoever is teaching you that there's something wrong with failing, is not getting it right. Real failure is when you quit. And as long as your boy or girl keep attempting to stand, attempting to work, he or she eventually works. So when it comes to owning businesses, are we together now? Get up, work, do it again. And another part of business we often don't talk about is the place of losing money. Oh, can I be honest with you guys? I just lost $65,000 yesterday in a real estate deal. And it's just one of those normal things.
That's some families yearly income.
So I have this quote. I say, you are a millionaire because you've lost millions. You're a billionaire because you've lost billions. You're a thousandaire because you've lost
Thousands.
You're a zeronaire. It's the truth. I probably saw my article this morning about $10 and Tony Lumelu. Right? If you haven't, go to my Instagram.
Yeah.
Because it's what the big boys know the others don't know. You know, we whine over little money. I was sharing in that article. I said I attempted to resolve an issue for 2 people. I'll not mention their name, but you know them. If you follow me, you know this. I said the entire transaction is less than $1 million. I said, in the case of Tony and Otedela, there was over a company that's worth over $1 billion.
Sure.
In 72 hours, they resolved the matter. Everybody licked their wound, cut their losses, and moved on. Meanwhile, these other people on something less than $1 million, they've turned into national issue. Distracting the entire nation. Are we together now? And it's because we are not teaching people to understand that, look, if you are going to be rich, there will be times you will lose money, cut your losses, move on to the next deal. If you sit down there, distracted, whining, crying, there are more opportunities. Are we together now? That are supposed to come your way, but you are throwing them away because your mind is focused on the losses. Your mind is focused on the losses. Your mind is just on, oh, why did I lose money? Oh, I hate myself. Come on, move on. Move on. There are more deals ahead of you. Pick the lessons up from the losses and move on. I remember we had a conference we sponsored last weekend, and Cedric was one of the speakers. I don't even know Cedric Nash. Right? I was just even hearing about him at the conference. Fantastic guy. And he shared something very powerful that I've also noticed with the Jews. Okay? And he said, he asked them, he said, how do people build money? They said, synagogue. Right? From the synagogue, yeah? Among the synagogue with the rabbis, they identify somebody who is starting a business. Everybody does what? Invest with that person, and then the business scale. The Indians as well, they do this with their Buddhist temple. I have a business partner like that. My business partner has grown his business to almost $1 billion in land banking. He's one of my partners in the US. And he told me his investors are no more than 80. And he's been able to raise over $200 million through those people. Just 80 people from the temple. Amongst the African community, how market? Okay, why are we not able to raise this? In fact, one of the data the guy shared was shocking. Are you aware in America, the black community has the largest money per capita? Yeah? But the money doesn't go into their businesses. The money doesn't go into supporting each other, start a business. The money goes into Ferrari, Bugatti,
Rolls Royce.
Yeah? Because they don't pull it together. Am I making sense at all? It's not put together. Now, so Cedric said something powerful. He said, he then asked one of the rabbis, he said, so in this synagogue, you people convince everybody to invest with this small entrepreneur. He said, haven't you had somebody you people invested with that, you know, ran away with the money or misused the money or there was a loss? They said, yes, we have. He said, so what do you people do? He said, we just don't do business with the person again. But we don't give up on the entire community because one of us failed. We look for somebody else and then we work with that person. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. Is there no lesson for all of us here? But what do we do in our community? We first of all set the ring light. Hello, twe. We just discovered the latest camera in Vancouver. And I want to show you the video. Nobody should do business. This person is a scammer. We share this word so that everybody knows the person. Come on, talk to me. Is that not what we do?
True.
And we keep destroying our community. We keep destroying ourselves. We keep breaking down each other. And then we're blaming everybody else. Come on. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. How many of you agree with what I'm saying? I like the silence in the room. It's a sign that is sinking in. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. You will do business with people. It won't always be perfect. Right? I've lost a lot of money. But you would quote me, since you've been following me on social media, you never see me post a picture of somebody and say, this person is a scammer, is stealing money. The highest I would do is a disclaimer of maybe a partner I do business with. Right? I say, we no longer do business with a person. That's all. But to tell you, this person is a scammer, he's stolen this money, and then throw all manner of accusations and start all manner of, I don't do it. Just not my style. And yet I've lost money with people. I've trusted people with money. Okay? But guess what? Because I did not dwell on the losses, I understand that I've only failed if I stayed here. I want to begin sense at all. As long as I keep trying, I will eventually break through. Right? So I don't stop. I keep moving. I keep moving. I keep moving till I win. Are we learning here?
Yes, sir.
How many of you are excited about this conversation? And I want us to take this message beyond this room. Right? To our churches, to our meetings, to our community, to say, hey, if one of us fail and we are convinced that the person cuts corners, right? Let's just decide not to do business with that person and move on to the next person. Because in the Jewish synagogue, in the Indian temples, or the Asian temples, they don't come out and start dragging each other because they did a business that didn't work. They don't do it. They don't do it. Because they understand that once they start making such public, what happened? They are destroying the trust outsiders could have with people of such ethnic minority or ethnic group. Are we learning at all? So we don't want to create that perception. That's why today it's almost as if there's no Jewish person that is criminal in any way. I'm not making sense at all. But that's not true. There are people of all races, of all ethnic minorities who are not perfect. Almost all. But what do? You focus on the ones that are doing well. You talk about the ones doing well. You promote those doing well. And that's what we are focused on. And for me, these are codes to creating huge wealth. And I hope we'll practice them. Right? I hope we'll practice them. I'll start taking your questions. But have you gotten value today?
Yes.
Are we sure?
Yes.
Okay, I'll take our question. I want to wrap up with this. And it's an appeal, whether you're watching online or you're physically here, is an appeal to understand that real wealth, right, is never raised in isolation. Real wealth is never built in isolation. It's never going to happen. There's something we call OPM and OPT. All true financial success comes through this. What is this? Other people's money. What is this? Other people's time. Are we together now? This is how wealth is created. You must leverage on other people's money. You must leverage on what? Other people's time. You can never, build any form of wealth without leveraging other people's money and other people's time. It will never happen. Right? And for other people's money and other people's time to work, what do you need to do? Who can tell me what you need to do?
Build relationships. Strategic relationships.
Build a community. Build a community. Build a community. And keep trying your best, because like I said, be prepared that some people in that community will betray you. That's normal. Am I making sense with you? Be prepared that some of those things will not work out well. Be prepared that some of them will not get it right. That's okay. But move on. Because ultimately, the real wealth will still come by leveraging on other people's money and other people's time. Every wealth is created that way. And I'll break it down for you. Who is the richest man in the world today?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. So, what made us agree Elon Musk is the richest person in the world? What made him the richest man in the world? Anybody?
His business.
Huh?
His business.
His business? Okay.
His network.
Oh, good. Network. So how did we arrive at his network?
The sum total of everything he has.
Sum total of everything he has. What exactly did you calculate?
So business, assets, property.
This is where the problem really is. When they say somebody is the richest man in the world, first of all, let me tell you there are more people richer than Elon Musk.
I have a ceiling, yeah.
So when Forbes measure richest people and all these people, what do they calculate? Shares. Right? So the people they are not calculating didn't take their business to the capital market. If Adenuga puts his business, all his business in the capital market, is way richer than Dangote. That I can tell you for a fact. But because most of Adenuga's Glo is now capital market. So for me to give you context, MTN is worth how much in the Nigerian capital market?
Over $1 trillion.
Well over $1 trillion. I think they raised, about over $1 trillion, 1.something trillion when they did. They went to the capital market some years ago. And that's not all their asset that they put out, it's just a fraction. So MTN, based on the capital market, is worth over $4 trillion. Now Glo is the second. Okay, so let's even give you half of the valuation of MTN. That's still $2 trillion. I hope this is making sense now. Right, corn oil. Right, we can go on and on that are not in the capital market. So now, and this is where I'm going. Elon Musk is the richest man because what did he do? He went to the US stock exchange, put his business there, and what happened? People started investing by buying shares. He took that money, and that is what he has continued to use to grow his business, starting with PayPal. That he was able to make, how much did he make from PayPal? Maybe $1 billion or something. And then kept doing that. He would buy a smaller company, grow it to the next level, take it to capital market, raise money in the capital market. Are we together now? What am I trying to bring out here is that all rich people in the world, number one, number two, number three, including Warren Buffett, all had to raise money from other people's money. Are we picking it up now? I hope this is making sense. So anytime you are thinking, I'll be rich, and you don't understand that, hey, I will need other people's money to be rich. There's no human being in this world who woke up and then was $1 billion rich. And then kept using his own. No. At some point, you will need to either go to the capital market to raise money, do what called syndication, at your cooperative, That's if you don't want to go to capital market now, right? Clubs and all of these private ways to create a group, everybody put money together. Either way, there will still be some form of other people putting in their money to getting what you need. The same thing is OPT, other people's time. Nobody is a billionaire today that doesn't have minimum 200 employees putting in their time to continue to help that business grow. Give me one person who is a billionaire that the business that made them billionaire does not have at least 200 employees. Do you see now? So, are you saying now that we need to get rid of this me, self-centered mindset, right? Are we noticing that? Because for the real wealth to come, there has to be collaboration. There has to be partnership. There has to be working with people. Right? Some will not get it right. Some will mess up. Some will miss it. But we keep striving for the right partnership to get to the top. Yeah. Okay, I will take our questions now, and yes.
First of all, thank you, Dr. Stephen. For the question and answer section, we have a QR code.
No, water.
For the question and answer section, we have a QR code. Please, can you scan the QR code, please? We're expecting about 200 questions today. Please, any questions is okay.
Make it interactive. I think we can make it interactive. So if you have questions, just raise your hand so we count all those who will take their questions. Thank you. If you have questions, raise your hand. Let's just count it once. Don't make another person's question trigger your question. Right? So if you have questions, no, let's take the number of all those right now. Raise your number. So he's number one. Who else? Ask question. Number two. Well,
no one from the side. Okay, 3.
Number 3,
4.
Number 4.
5.
Number 5. Okay, so that's all. We will not take anybody else. So let's go.
Okay.
So what were you waiting for all this while? Why do we like to do this? I see this up all over the place. Okay, so number 6, that's all.
Thank you, Dr. Stephen. Are we permitted multiple questions?
Yes, sure.
Good. I don't know where to start, but I have been writing my questions down. So the first thing, which you touched on, that really have been an issue for me personally, is how to strike a balance between, you explained the lifestyle marketing aspect that you practice. Is that similar to the fake it until you make it, or influencer kind of mindset? Because I think that has been an issue for me, even doing anything on social media, because I've been like, do you really want to put your whole life down there? Tell you, how did you get to the point where you became comfortable with that? Because I know you are also a man of faith and all of that. Yeah, so that's the first question I have. The second question I have is regarding investment generally. I see a couple of my friends, we've always had these arguments. People believe what they have here is not enough, so they want to take it back home. And so they're putting all their money back home, doing all of this investment back home. And we see a lot of people like you now coming from back home down here. So in my mind, and hearing people saying, oh, you need to make money in dollars and all of that, what would be, is it the best of both worlds? What would you advise people here? Should we just focus here and build this community, put money together, or rather take your own individual money and go do big things in Nigeria? You know?